Welcome to COTA for round 6 of the United States Grand Prix here, Tier 3. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. Sorry I missed last week's action there in Singapore because I was on a plane from Adelaide, but hopefully you guys are having a good night and let's tune in. So, on board with the kick salver here of Vettel as he comes down the back straight. DRS open, looking at the 100 metre board, braking hard, clipping up on that apex quite nicely. Nice and smooth exit. Traction really nicely done as he goes into this tricky middle sector into turn 13, 14. Car just wants to get a little bit slippery, but he's not going too bad as we go through into this famous left corners, 17. Flat out now into turn 18. Geez, a slight lift there if you don't mind. Brakes hard. And this is not going to be the time that he was looking for. You could just see lift off just a little bit into that last corner. It comes across the line and our pole is 132.623. Not a bad start if I don't say so myself. Interval in the kick salver goes with a 132.547. Unique thrones coming in. 132.779 defeated Damo as well. Kumbwali, and there's a little bit of light rain as well, so these guys are out there trying to get their best laps in now. You can see light rain and overcast in about 15 minutes, so hopefully we can get some action here. There's green flags as you can see now going through. These guys are in a lot of problems if they haven't hit a lap time. The car is going to get slippery. Traction. Combo Ollie coming across the line here, coming through. He's gone middle purple, yellow, coming across. It's a 132.587 across, but he goes with a 135. That is not the time he was looking for. Bevo coming through here, and the rain is definitely getting a lot heavier. Coming across the line here, comes across, and it is going to be a 136.7. What about Mudpack, the facial mask? And he's not going to set a time, so it is light rain. Got yellows in the sector 1 and 2. We're not going to get a lot more green flag racing here, or running here in quali. Guys try to get out as soon as they can. It's light rain for at least the next 10 minutes. And that means that these guys are going to be in wet conditions. Donut Gorilla is coming back. Yes, he's coming into the pits. Yeah, they're all starting to come back in now. No one's really on a fast lap at all. Worst thing you want is rain after you've done a hot lap here on the reds. Everyone's coming in now, unfortunately, it looks like. And we are not going to see a lot of racing now. It's green flag. His best here. Mitchell with a 132.587. Good enough for P9. He's probably not going to... Oh, whoa, hello. Yes, a little bit less right foot and a little bit more left pedal. But he got himself back into the pits. Little Fabs, they're all coming back into the pits. They are not going to be doing any more times. Yeah, not too sure about that actually, Plugger. Let me just do a little bit of... Haven't really changed any of the settings at all, so I'm not too sure why it's all of a sudden got some issues here in terms of the microphone settings. Maybe I might just turn it down. Yep, quality den. So that might just give me the opportunity. I will be right back, guys. So that's it. maybe Donut Gorilla is going to go out on a set of inters, but he's not going to improve at all. We might be sitting here playing a little bit of Uno for the next 10 minutes as the rain falls steadily down. Not over yet. No, fair enough. Well, we'll soon find out. A couple of guys going out on the inters. It is light rain for the next 5 minutes they're forecasting. It's going to get overcast in about 15 minutes, and it's light rain for at least the next 10 minutes. So this is going to finish, the quali is going to finish under, unfortunately, the wet. So maybe these guys are getting some practice. They might know the weather coming up into the next section. Hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday night. It is. It's raining. Is that what you're saying, Left? It's raining in the race? No, exactly. It's going to be wet, so it ain't going to dry up in time. Not too sure about the weather forecast for the main race, whether it's going to be raining. Typical United States. But Donut Gorilla's going out on an out lap on those inters. Maybe just going to get a few laps in. Make a little bit of sponsorship time for his sponsors. So might as well go around under the wet conditions here. And Donut Gorilla is getting a little bit frisky here as he goes around onto the main straight. Wet lap. It's not going to be the fastest lap. He's probably just trying to get some practice in these last 8 minutes. Can't see anyone really improving. That's going to let Mudpack really vulnerable here. And Introvert in the kick Sauber with that 1:32.587, it is highly unlikely, in fact it's impossible, that we'll see a better time unfortunately here tonight with just over 7 minutes to go. So I've got Donut Gorilla going down here. He is really well and truly behind his best time you could imagine. Coming to the end here, to the end of the straight. So yeah, it's going to be unfortunate. We're not going to get a lot more running here, so no one's going to improve. So as you were, yeah, full 11 seconds down on his best lap time. So he is definitely not improving. These guys obviously just getting a little bit of wet running practice in. Little flavs in the Aston Martin. Good opportunity to test the replays, which it is. It's working, which is great. And that is it at the moment. 5 minutes down, we're not going to improve at all, so this is going to be your starting grid, unfortunately, guys. Hopefully it'll be dry for the race. So it looks like there's going to be a bit of a boring end here. Little Flav's just going around doing a few laps, 4 minutes to go. Just getting a bit of needed practice in here, unfortunately. Everyone else seems to be in the pits. And Nishka's the only other one on the track in the McLaren. These guys obviously not going to improve at all. But you know what, they're out on track, so valuable sponsorship time here from these drivers out there out on track. And with 3 minutes to go, the kick Sauber's just sitting back, they've gone 1-2. Great performance for the kick Sauber, so the kick Sauber TP will be pretty happy with that, which is Offenhof, I think it is the TP, unless there's been a change that I don't know about that's happened in the last week. And it's starting to dry here, guys. Now, rain has stopped. Let's see here, there might be the chance, yeah, rain's definitely stopped, however, it is wet out on track. Now, I'm not too sure with 2 minutes, is anybody going to take the punt here? Lime Soda has retired, so is M-Bomb, they've retired, they believe that they can't improve on the section. Probably right that the track will not dry, but it has definitely stopped raining, so let's hope that means there will be at least a dry start, maybe a little bit of rain during there to make it a little bit spicy. And here's also Nishka's come in as well. And I reckon you're going to find that is it. Everybody else is... There's a few of them are coming out, and they're coming out in the reds. So, are these guys... Well, they're not going to get around in time, unfortunately. There's only 1 minute 30. There's a couple of guys out there on track, and I reckon these guys are nowhere near going to get there in time. No, it's too slippery as well. Yeah, look, the track is well and truly too wet for slicks at the moment. So whoever's out on an outlap really isn't going to be improving at all. And that means the kick Saubers are going to be 1 and 2 for the race here. They're not going to have enough time to get out about. So a couple of guys out on outlaps, but they are not going to make it. We do have a Penny. I think that might be Wogjet there. Down there at the end. Yeah, he's definitely not going to make it as well. Yeah, Bevo's on an outlap. Mudpack, so yeah, none of these guys are going to improve. In fact, yeah, looking at 32 seconds, I doubt that they're going to make it across, perhaps. Invalidated. Yeah, I don't think any of these guys are going to get around. They're just getting reds out for no reason by the looks of it. Yep. So, yeah, that is it, guys. 13 seconds on the clock. No one is going to get a hot lap in now. It is all over. Red Rover. And we move on to the main race. So let's wrap it up here, and it's Intelvio in the kick Sauber in P1, Vettel P2, Donut Grillo P3, Unique Throne in P4, Defeated Damo P5, Just in the McLaren in P6, Birdie P7, Nishka in the other McLaren P8, Mitchell P9, Little Flabs, Lime Soda, Abishki. I'm going to give it a try. Abhishek, I believe is the way it's pronounced in the hearts. M-Bomb, you got M-Minute, Combo Ollie, Hunter, Wogjet, Bevo, and the facial mask unable to set a time. So it's definitely overcast to start off the race. And here we go. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and the race to turn 1 has begun. The 2 Kick Saubers did get off the line quite comfortably. There looks like there's a Williams that's ghosting here as he goes into turn 1 on the outside of Vettel. Is Donut Gorilla going to get the job done? Probably not. And they tuck themselves in. There's a bit of carnage down the back of the grid as we see the Red Bull of M Minute, and Little Flavs has been swept up and he's got wing damage, unfortunately. He's collided here at the back of the grid. We've actually got a Haas that's sitting way back there, M-Bomb. So a lot of carnage to start off into turn 1. Everybody trying to gain a bit of advantage, and unfortunately it has come all unstock there for Little Flabs as serious wing damage. He is going to have to come into the pits and box. Meanwhile, up in the front and Intelevo and the Kick Saubers have got away 1-2 and quite comfortably. Donut Gorilla on the back straight in P3, Unique Throne P4, defeated Damo in the RB in P5 as these guys look to jostle around. And I'll tell you what, OC Birdie's looking for a way up on the inside, takes a dive, lovely move on Jas, great move by Birdie, a fantastic move, just a late dive bomb there, and he gets himself up onto P6. Let's take a look at that on the Wallaby replay. You can just see, took a look at the advantage down the back straight, looked up on the inside there, the Birdie, and just sent it from Siberia. What a move, great overtake there from Birdie. We go back to live action. It is lap 1, and Birdie in the RBs, they're sitting 5 and 6 so far. Really good start here from the 2 Kick Saubers, 1-2 off and off. Will be a pretty happy lad so far. Crossing the line, we've got the Williams of Donut Gorilla in P3, Unique Throne P4 in the Red Bull, defeated Damo and the RBs, and Nishka's going to look himself up on the inside of Jas. Unfortunately, it looks like the setup of Jas is not quite working out here in the first lap and a bit, as he has already dropped down 2 positions. Combo in the Mercedes in P10, Lime Soda in P11, the Red Bull of M Minute in P12 with Abishki in P13, Wobjet all the way down there in P14, in the Alpine with Hunter in P15, Mudpack the facial mask in P16 in the Ferrari, and that looked like a corner cutter I've never seen one. Bevo all the way down, and Little Flabs is still continuing on. I'm not too sure why, all the way back down at the rear of the grid with that major wing damage. So down the back straight for the second time, and it's a Kick Sauber 1-2 with the Intellivio really showing a nice set of heels. We've got Nishka looking up on the inside of Mitchell, or that is Mitchell going up on the inside of Nishka, but no, Mitchell was able to hold on to his position there in P7. Nishka popping down into P8. Jas and Combo Ollie all over the back. Lime Soda with the Red Bull looking for a dive move in the inside. Thinks better of it as they go down here. This tricky set of corners as they come down here to the 3 right, 16, 17 and 18. It's done flat out. The Red Bull gets really wide. Does that give the Haas an opportunity? Not too sure if it does. M-Bomb's got himself up another position and all over the back of Hunter. So it's Intellivio. There's a couple of fastest laps coming thick and fast. Lip Injection is currently your fastest lap with a 1:36.701. Vettel all over the back here of Intellivio. He's also got Donut Gorilla and Mitchell and Nishka having a great little battle up on the inside. Give him room, as they go side by side through Sector 1. Really good racing here, guys. You need to give room. He just tapped him a little bit wide. Nishka's got a corner cutting warning. And the Ferrari's gone into the wall. That'll definitely go to the stewards. I don't think Nishka had to give him room, but we'll soon find out. I am not a steward. I'm not making it. I'd say it's going to go there. And he claims P6. And unfortunately for Mitchell, all the way down with wing damage, he probably should have really given up that position, unfortunately. So down the back straight. And it is a 1-2 for the kick Sauber. Vettel quite happily just to tuck in there. Donut Gorilla closing the gap with Unique Throne in the Red Bull. And defeated Damo. Almost collected the rear end of Unique Throne. Sent him through. But Combo Ollie has got up on the inside. It looks like maybe has Nishka got some damage perhaps. Car's a little bit unsettled. Who knows? But it gave Combo Ollie the opportunity to make that move down the back straight. He's a full 3 seconds behind Birdie. So the top 6 have really stretched out in these first few laps with a 3-second gap between 6 and 7. We've got more warnings on for Birdie. Unfortunately, 3-second time penalty for him. He's the first one off the rank with 3 seconds. And Combo Ollie now just 2.9 seconds away. Down the back straight here, or the front straight here. And it's lap 4 of 28. The two kick Saubers are now starting to stretch out, and can they get out of DRS of Donut Gorilla, who is clinging on as through this section 1 in the Williams. He's got the 2 RBs for company in Damo and Birdie. Combo a further 3 seconds behind Nishka down there in P8 and Jar. So the 2 McLarens running 8 and 9 currently. A long way to go as we come down here to the back straight. Can defeated Damo. He does stay in the DRS of Vettel, so he's going to get the use of that down the back straight. We take a look here. Okay, I will do that for you. There you go, Hunter. There's your invite, mate. So back onto the action. You want to take a look at... Got gaps. Oh, don't do this to me. I hate this when it does this. So there's the tyre situation. So I'm going to enable that there. So, it's a kick Sauber 1-2 so far. Defeated Damo really hasn't given up the ghost here. Lap 4, you've got Mudpack all the way down there. He's the first of the hard runners. But everyone out on Williams, and Donut Gorilla really all over the back of Vettel. Does he get the opportunity to maybe make a move on the back straight here? Just needs to really keep nice and close as best as you possibly can. The car wanting to get unstable and a little bit unbalanced as they go up here. Turn 8. This really looks like his best opportunity here to take the move on Intellavio. Vettel's got himself up into the race lead. He goes and looks up on the inside. Give him room. Jeez, there was a corner cut. It looked like it. But somehow he managed to actually get the nose in front. Will he get the use of DRS? He will as well up onto the back straight. But so does Intellavio, who lost the race lead, obviously onto the front straight there. And Donut Gorilla's going to look for an inside move, if you don't mind. He goes up on the inside. He's gone from P3 to P1. No. Vettel was a wise character, and he thought all about it. He blocked the inside. Donut Gorilla's looking on the outside here. Does he get it? He doesn't. He thinks better of it, but he's going to get the inside line. What a move here. Donut Gorilla's gone from P3 to P1. Fantastic driving there from Donut Gorilla. Let's take a look at that on the replay. And you can see just tucked on the inside, on the outside there. Vettel covered him in. And Donut Gorilla just sanded up there. He knew he had the inside running, and it's job done. I've got P1. Great move there from the Williams driver as he comes down the main straight. And we're now lap 6 of 28. Donut Gorilla is your race winner. Oh, and I tell you what, looks like Intellavio is getting a little bit shaky there going into the turn. I don't know whether it was a dive from Unique from a way back, and he's got a little bit of wing damage there on the right-hand side, unfortunately. But he was able to get past Another 3-second time penalty. That's for Mitchell this time. Right now, the RB of OC Birdie has got himself with a 136.701 so far. But unique thrown. Did he get through? Yes, he's definitely got wing damage there on the right side. Will that allow the kick Sauber an opportunity to take a look up on the inside? It looks like he's going to get the job. No, he doesn't. The two RBs also tucked in there quite nicely in 5 and 6. Wogjet has got himself there. Lovely move there. Forces the Red Bull out wide. Can he hold on? He does and gets the job done. He moves up to P12. Bevo in P15 with M-Bomb Mudpack Hunter, who has had to, looks like, way back there. Unfortunately, he's now rejoined, which is great news. Little Flabs and Mitchell. So, Donut Gorilla in the Williams leads the way as they come down the front straight. Birdie's got another 3 seconds worth of penalties. That's going to give him 6, I think. Yes, it will. It's 6 seconds worth of time penalties, and he's got Nishka for company up on the inside. Nishka's made a lovely move, darted up there onto the main straight, and Nishka's now up to P6. Birdie's dropped down to P7 there. Combo Ollie all over the rear end, or closing the gap just now in P9, and Lime Soda rounds out your top 10. So, Donut Gorilla is now 1 point. He's 1.2, and I tell you what, the kick Sauber is having a lot of problems here. He's been overtaken by not only one, but also the Nishka, and he's looking for the inside line here. There's something definitely interesting going on here with the Sauber. Not too sure if it's a setup issue or what it might be, but Nishka and OC Birdie were also able to get past the kick Sauber, and it looks like Nishka is going for a move up on defeated Damo. Is he? Oh, it's 3 ways. And Combo Ollie's got there. Birdie's got him as well. So Intellivio, who started the race in P1, has dropped all the way back to 8th. And now he's got Jas for company. So does he have some rear wing damage? Does he have pipes? Some side pod damage? I'm not too sure exactly what that could be there. But Combo Ollie's now also got himself another move. He's got himself up into P6, and he's now going to start chasing down the rest of the field. He's now just half a second behind in P6, and he's got defeated Damo. Nishka's got into P4. You've got Unique Throw now, 2 and a bit seconds, and Donut Gorilla has really started to extend the lead. The kick Sauber up on the inside of Birdie. And Birdie just hangs on there, just hangs on. Nice work there from Birdie. Was able to defend that overtake. And Intellivio is now back in P8, who started on pole and has dropped all the way back to 8th. And he's now got a McLaren for company in Jas, who really wants to get past him really fast. But Donut Gorilla currently 2 seconds ahead of Vettel. Unique thrown a further 2 seconds. He's got Nishka behind him in the McLaren. Defeated Damo, and it looks like it's going to be a little dance down here on the back straight. Can defeated Damo hold on as they come down here? He's going to have Combo Ollie. Combo Ollie looks up on the inside. Lovely move and job done. Combo Ollie's got himself up to P5, and Birdie almost ran into the rear of his teammate. Thankfully, it didn't happen. So Combo Ollie now gets himself up into P5. Great opportunity. Took the opportunity, and now he gets himself up into 5th position. 2 and a bit seconds behind Nishka, and he is now starting to chase him down in a bit of clear air as we come through Sector 3 here in the Mercedes. Our race leader, Donut Gorilla. Great double overtake. Went from 3rd to 1st on the 2 kick Saubers, who just seem to be all class, and they are doing pretty well. So Donut Gorilla leads the way here by 2.7 seconds. Vettel dropping way back with Unique Thrown, and Nishka just holding on. Just want to get there, bear with me. Looks like the chat has frozen for me, sorry guys. Won't be a minute. Looks like okay. So Nishka through here in P4. Will he take the opportunity? Looks like he's going to take a chance here on Unique Throne. Unique does not have the weapons to defend, and Nishka's got himself up onto the podium like taking candy from a baby. That was nice and smooth, and the McLaren now sees himself in P3. Unique Throne just dropping himself. Lack of battery probably to defend down here. Kamwali is further 2 seconds, so there's a fair gap between 4th and 5th. So Unique can sort of calm his thoughts. It is a long race. We've got a good 19 laps to go. You've got pit stops coming through. And really, right now, he's probably looking at the end game here. Long run. Combo Wally in 5th position is now starting to reel Unique Thrown in. You can take a look here, and right now on the next lap, and he was half a second up on Unique Throne. So he's really starting to hammer down these laps, and he's getting all over the back of him. Just has got himself into 7th position. Birdie dropped down a position, but looks up on the inside. Can he take it? He can't, and Just has got himself into P7, and Just will now start trying to hunt down. I'll tell you what, OCA Birdie is going to start dropping down like the opening batsman from England. If he continues to get these penalties, he's already got himself 6 seconds, and that's another warning for him. So he could be in a lot of trouble here. JR's. So Combo now in 5th. Nishka's now got himself to P2 with another good move on Vettel. So the McLaren is starting to hum along. Great little overtake from him. Just has now got himself into P6 now, in front of defeated Damo and OC Birdie. So the RB's in 7 and 8, and Intellavio, who was your race leader at the start, who's dropped down to P9 now. So he's now dropped down another position, and he's got an Aston Martin all over the back as well. Abishki in P11 has got Wogjet for company in the Alpine. Little Flabs going up on the inside. Just a little bit of a move there on M-Bomb all the way back. So if you take a look here, and Nishka is 4.6 seconds. In fact, looks like Donut Gorilla has boxed. So our race leader has boxed and boxed early for the hards and has given up the race lead. Where does he come out on track? It looks like he's probably going to find himself in front of Combo Ollie. He's going to come out in P11. So, be interesting to see what he can do. Take a look at the gaps here. You see that Donut Gorilla is 14 seconds behind the race leader so far in Nishka. So the gap there, you need to be at least 20-23 seconds to be able to get in front. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of laps, but you would probably imagine most of these front runners are going to be boxing either this lap or the next lap. You're Vettel in P2, Unique Throne in the podium positions. You're just in the other McLaren in P4. We defeated Damo in P5, Birdie, and it looks like Wogjet. A nice little overtake up into P7. Obviously, he hasn't boxed. There's a few guys down there. Donut Gorilla, Combo. You've got the RB, or Red Bull, who's boxed a couple of laps ago, and M-Bomb, who boxed as well, probably for wing damage. But Bevo and Abishki in P17, they've all boxed for hards in the last lap. So let's see what Nishka does. Does he follow suit? He's going to, and he's in there. Vettel comes in as well. Unique Throne will continue on with a damaged wing, if you don't mind, and will now take the race lead. Just is obviously going to have to continue in the McLaren, or he's going to be held up in the pits regardless of what happens out there on track. Got a couple of more. Defeated Damo's now into the pits. Wogjet's now into the pits. So there's a few of them now. And in Televio, the Sauber who was leading the race, and Just has now come back out. He's boxed, or no, he's continuing on in P2. He's 4 and a bit seconds over Unique Throne. They are yet to box. OC Birdie in P3 with those 9 seconds worth of penalties. He is really going to fall down at the end if he cannot keep that car on the track. It is really going to affect him later on down the track. Later on down in the race, 9 seconds is a lot to make up on track. You've got the facial mask mud pack in P4. He is on the hards and going a long, long way. He's got Donut Gorilla for company. He's looking for the way up the inside. Now, he was the race leader before we boxed, and Donut Gorilla here is probably going to make light work here of the facial mask. Takes a look up on the inside, and he does. Job done. Donut Gorilla, the Krispy Kreme sponsored driver, gets the job done, and now he goes up to P4. He's 11 seconds, so he's gained a total of 3 seconds here on Unique Throne. Nishka's come out, and he's 5 seconds behind. So it depends on, we've got Mudpack and Lime Soda who need to box here. These guys need to box, so Donut Gorilla is going to effectively be your race leader. Birdie's now coming in the RB. Unique Throne's now into the pits. Where is this going to affect him? And yeah, wing damage, unfortunately, for him, which is not ideal. But anyway. Oh, geez, I tell you what. Gotta love graphics here. Anyway. Birdie comes through. Minute comes through. M-Bomb in P11. Nice little battle here. Wogjet, who has already boxed. And there's another one. Birdie's coming out. He's going to come out behind this battle here. Wogjet's been able to secure P11 and Bevo. So Birdie, that late, unfortunately with that late box, is pushed him all the way down to P13. There's a lot to happen in front. Jas, who's taken the race lead, is continuing on. Whether he's waiting for, hopefully, a safety car, I'm not too sure why, but he's going to continue to drop if he doesn't box anytime soon. So Donut Gorilla is going to assume the race lead, Mudpack. And you got Nishka now on those fresh hards. Lovely up on the inside. Lime Soda really didn't battle that hard. He's going to have Mudpack next for company. Mudpack is obviously going a lot longer. He's on the hards. He went for the alternate strategy. But Nishka's really starting to hammer it home here as they come through this lovely section of corners. 16 through to 18. It's now flat out. And he's really starting to close the gap on the facial mask. Probably will get him. Jas is now finally in the pits. Be interesting to see what he does coming out. More warnings if you don't mind. Mitchell's now got it. 3-second time penalty. And Nishka's going to go up on the inside. Great move and job done. Nishka is in P2 and 3.9 seconds behind Donut Gorilla. So our two race leaders have now got track position 1 and 2. Mudpack Vettel currently sits in P4 trying to hunt down the Ferrari. Combo Wally in P5. Really good turnaround from Combo. Sits in 5th. Great little move as he comes through Sector 1 here. Unique Throne in P6. Jas, after that, the last of our front runners to box, he does have one lap of fresher tyres than Unique. Just come out behind Unique and he is 1.1 seconds. The Red Bull of M Minute or LHT, a further 1.2 seconds. M-Bomb all over the back of him. Is he going to be able to take a move? And Vettel's been able to make light work. M-Bomb looks up on the inside of the Red Bull and wasn't able to get it. I thought he would have closed the gap a lot faster than that and would have at least tried it, but he didn't secure the position. It stays in P9. So up in front, and it's a 3-second gap from Donut Gorilla over Nishka. Now, we went across the line and it was 17 seconds, so lap 14. But take a look, Nishka is 1 second quicker than Donut Gorilla, so he's already closed the gap by 1 second. We've got another Mitchell that has got himself a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, or actually boxing. Where do you get that? For speeding in the pit lane by the looks of it? Not too sure where he's got that. Not too sure. He's going to have to serve it on track there, unfortunately. So Mitchell down there in P7, he's obviously speeding in the pit lane, or I'm not too sure, but there was a massive corner cut there. Not too sure what happened, but 10-second time penalty. He's got 16 seconds of penalty, so that's not going to help his day. So Donut Gorilla leads the way, 3.3 seconds. He lost it. Abish is now DNF'd. Is this going to cause a safety car? No, because he's boxed in the pits. So it was a retirement in pits, and that's unfortunate. His day is done. Donut Gorilla seems to be able to calm down, but he lost a second on the last lap to Nishka. What about Vettel? Was starting to close that gap in there before. More player warnings and more corner cutting here. Come across the line. He was 7/10 faster the last lap. What's he going to do this time? And it is another half a second for Nishka. So Donut Gorilla just slightly faster, less than a tenth faster than Nishka. So he's been able to calm that. Mudpack's now finally boxed. So he was probably there, and he's got himself a new wing to go with it. Has the facial mask. Anyway, so Donut Gorilla currently in P1. The gap is 3 seconds. Meniet's got himself a 3-second time penalty as well. I think that might be his first one for the day. It is. So he's got a 3-second time penalty. He's got M-Bomb all over the back of him in P8, who's got 9 seconds of time penalties, if you don't mind. And cutting corners like that is not going to help. You got Wogjet back down there with no time penalties. So that's the way to go here. Defeated Damo. Keep your car on track. It works out pretty well in the end. These guys all facing penalties at the end. So Donut Gorilla has been, well, he started a little bit midfield, and then a really good move a few laps ago took him from third to first when the two Kick Saubers were leading the way, and he's been able to box, come back out, and now regain the lead. But can he get this? I'm not too sure. Nishka's starting to push hard, push really hard, but an extra 3/10 on that lap for Nishka. So 3/10 faster on that lap was Donut Gorilla over Nishka. So the gap starting to extend again. Vettel 4 seconds back. Nishka put on 7/10 in that lap. Combo Wally 2 seconds down. Unique thrown in the Red Bull P5. Then you've got Jas, and then you've got this little DRS train coming down from 7th right through to Bevo in P11. So let's run on this battle. The Red Bull trying to maintain his P7. Nicely done there. M-Bomb. Yeah, that's the better way. Don't cut the corner too hard. All over the back here. Nice and slippery. As we head up the top and down to the back straight. You'll get the idea of it, but I'll tell you what, defeated. Oh, defeated, centered on Wogjet, and a great little move. Well done. He will get the advantage of DRS as well, if you don't mind. He does, and that'll allow him here, but Wogjet hasn't given this up at all. And Wogjet's actually going to drop another position if you don't. Oh, wow, wee, Bevo, think better. Oh, geez, I tell you what, Bevo came from nowhere and almost sent it up on Defeated Damo as well, but Defeated Damo was wise on it. And he maintains his P9. So next one through, we go through here. We've got 10 laps to go. Unique position with the top 6. Really starting to clear out a little bit now. Nishka maintained the gap. Donut Gorilla, he was slightly faster. Vettel, 1 second quicker was Nishka. So he's really starting to stretch that out. So Donut Gorilla was faster than Nishka by just, oh no, he was slightly slower. So Nishka less than a tenth, but he's only got 10 laps, so we've got a lot of multiple warnings. That's M-Bomb's next penalty. That's going to give him 12 seconds of penalties as well, so not a great day for him. He'll be serving those all at the end unless he pits, but that's actually you can't do that anyway. All served at the end. Bevo, Cristiano, and I tell you what, is ghosted there. I just think M-Bomb just drove right through him there. Might have disconnected at some stage or ghosted just slightly, and that has really affected the RB and defeated Damo's now got himself up into P8 as well. Is Wogjet going to be able to get the move as well? No, it's probably too far back on that. Oh, up on the inside, I tell you what, he threw it. And he's going to send it. Oh, clutch move. There was no need for that. Really an aggressive send. It was never going to come off. And oh my God, Donut Gorilla has got his second warning. He needs to keep it out on track or Nishka could claim this race on penalties. He's only 3 seconds away. Not too sure what the Red Bull of LHT here, and that is Jas, who's got himself a 3-second time penalty. So Donut Gorilla. Well, Bevo's got a 10-second for corner cutting. They're getting a shitload of penalties here. I'm not too sure why, but 10 seconds here, there, and everywhere. Intello's got 3 seconds for multiple warnings as well. There's action all over the place. These guys are shoving everyone over. And you've got the Red Bull who's now got major wing damage. Major wing damage. M-Bomb's got another 3-second time penalty. What's that going to give him? That should be about 15, I reckon it is. 15 seconds. Defeated Damo's got 3. Jas has also got 3. Vettel's clear. And Donut Gorilla, who leads, but only has a 2.5 second gap. And you can see he was slower by 1/10. But more importantly, he's at least 4/10 slower on this lap alone. Nishka puts in a personal best sector 2. Hunter's your current fastest lap with a 1:36.018 right now. As I come down to the end here. And Donut Gorilla 2.5 seconds, but he has got 2 warnings so far. He cannot afford another one, or he's going to get a 3-second time penalty. That is another warning as well. That's warning number 10 for one of our drivers out there, Vettel, Combo Ollie. Unique thrown P5, Jas in P6, defeated Damo. And M-Bomb's into the pits. I think with 15 seconds, I reckon he's just going to retire it here. Wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. And I think M-Minute with 13 seconds as well. They may be just looking to retire. I'm not too sure at the moment. But wouldn't be surprised. Oh, are they? Yeah, no, they're actually boxing. They're going to continue on. Good work from those guys. And M-Minute's got a wing change. So well done, guys. Keep on battling through. Donut Gorilla is 2.2 seconds defeated. Damo's got him 3-second time penalty as well. So these guys are getting penalties all over the place. It's not going to help them at the end of the race as they have to serve those penalties. And Donut Gorilla, who was in a really comfortable position, but now he's in a lot of nerves because he has to just be so careful not to cut the corner and get another warning, which will result in 3-second time penalty. Nishka in P2, he is 2 seconds away, and he was 4/10 quicker on the last lap. And he could just be a lot faster in the next one here too. Nishka was 4/10 faster on the last lap, and I think he's a little bit, maybe 3/10 quicker this one. Crossed the line, and Nishka was, that's right. He was 3/10 faster on lap 20. So he's now starting to close the gap down to 2 seconds. Vettel's 6 seconds. I think he's comfortable. He wants to be on the podium. Combo Ollie, 3 and a bit seconds. Unique thrown in P5. In the Red Bull, he's a further 2 seconds. And then you go all the way down here, down to our mid-pack. And they're now starting to stretch out. Really the only battle, major battle on track Looks like to be OC Birdie on Bevo in P8 and P9. Yep, absolutely. Not a problem at all. Can do that for you. So there's your fastest lap. You've got Hunter who's got it with a 1:36.018 so far. So they're the fastest laps there for you, Evil Blade. So does Birdie send it up here? 12 seconds of time penalties so far. Yep, no worries, can do that. And there's your penalties so far. So plenty of the guys here with a lot of penalties. Birdie's got himself past Bevo as well. There's your position changes. Donut Gorilla up 2, Nishka up 6, Vettel down 1. Combo Oli started with 11. He's probably on track to get driver of the day so far. And the worst one, Intelvio, who was our pole sitter, in P11 now, dropped down 10 positions. So it's not been a good day for him. So we'll come down. And Donut Gorilla is now only got a 2 tenths he lost on that. And the thing is, he's got 2 warnings. Nishka's there also. He is hunting him down. Now within 2 seconds, is this going to battle up with 6 laps to go? Can the McLaren close the gap? Not only close the gap, but also overtake there. Vettel's sort of got himself comfortable. In P3, he's probably got the podium. He doesn't have to make a lot of... He doesn't need to make a mistake. He's got a 6-second gap to Combo Oli, who's really not forcing the issue. You can see that Combo was, well, 1.3 seconds slower the last lap around. So Combo, I think, has got it, and he's got Unique thrown now. Well, Combo's got himself up to P4, actually. Unique looking up there, and up at the outside. Good little overtake. By the looks of it, good chance. Unique thrown now into P4. Great pass there on the back straight, and now he's 5.6 seconds away and got past Combo Wally. So good little pass there from Unique thrown. Donut Gorilla. And look at this. It is a 1.4 second gap. Nishka closed the gap by half a second. There's definitely a little bit of issue here from Donut Gorilla. He's playing it carefully. Cannot afford a 3-second time penalty with 5 laps to go. It will cost him the race win. He's got to keep it on the black stuff. Vettel's closed into P3, and that's probably his day done. Combo Oli is dropping back, and he's now going to be less than or more than a second as they come to the end. So Donut Gorilla 1.3 seconds. He does lead, but he's got 2 warnings. He needs to keep it on track as best as he possibly can. Vettel in P3 with Unique thrown, and Combo Oli is now 1.2 seconds away. Might have a little battle here from Wogjet and the 2 Alpines here running 9 and 10. Bevo there in P10 with Lime Soda closing in the Aston Martin. You got Intelivio, who was our pole sitter, who has really found the racing not to his liking. And that's another corner cut in. That's corner cut number 10. He's already got 9 seconds worth of penalties. The facial mask in P13 has got M-Bomb all over the back of him. It's 1.6 second gap up front, but M-Bomb's going to get the job done here. Nice little overtake if you don't mind, and he's got himself up into P13. Now the facial mask really didn't put up much of a fight, did not have the advantage of DRS or ERS to be able to deploy, but there you go. Red Bull and Little Flabs Hunter. Looking up the inside of Little Flabs, and he's going to get the job done. He is, and that is into P16. One more position and he will get the points. Little Flabs tried to did a little sneaky move on the outside, but Hunter was wised up to it. And Donut Gorilla, 1.5 seconds. He's starting to keep it steady, keep it calm. He knows what needs to happen. He did lose another 10th there, but it was only a 10th with 4 laps to complete after the completion of this lap. And you would think Donut right now, you're obviously trying to do everything he possibly can, but he cannot be too risky with the track limits here with only one more warning left to go. Vettel in cruise control. I think he's gone to the barista, got himself an iced coffee because he's 8 and a bit seconds away in P3. Unique thrown 4 seconds. He's now really started to stretch his legs over combo while in P5, 2 seconds away. We're just staying on board here with the race leaders for the last few laps. And let's just see if Nishka can close the gap. It's 1.5 seconds, and it looks like the Donut Gorilla looks like he may have been able to steady the ship here as we go on to lap 25 of 28. And yes, he has. He's just been able to calm the farm. But 1.3 seconds, 25. He's really starting to deploy that ERS. Don't have a lot of battery in reserve as either driver. Little Flavors has got Hunter at the back there, having a nice little battle down there for 16th and 17th. But our race leaders with 3 laps to go at the end of this. And Donut Gorilla doing everything he possibly can to maintain this lead while maintaining track limits. He has got 2 warnings. He cannot afford a third, or that'll cost him the race win. Now, Nishka in that section closed in considerably and almost had the use of DRS, actually. Almost got it. It was within a second at the hairpin, but didn't get it. And Donut Gorilla, 1.2 seconds. So that gap is definitely coming down. Nishka can see Donut in the distance. Can the pressure that Nishka applies here force Donut into an error? We've got more player warnings cutting the corner. And now Nishka, 1.2 seconds. He's about to hit lap 26. Car got really twitchy coming out there. I think he might have just taken a little bit too much. But now he's 1 second away. He's starting to close in on Donut Gorilla, but his battery is well below 10%. He's doing everything he possibly can to close the gap. But one thing he needs to do is rebuild that battery as best as he can. Donut Gorilla starting to look at, well, you know what? He's probably going to get the use of DRS maybe at the end of this section. So I've got to defend. He's got to try and rebuild that battery reserve as best. Oh, Nishka, did he get a warning? Didn't look like it. It looks like he got away with it, which is really well done there. I thought he might have cut the corners, but now it's 1 second. He's going to get the use of ERS this time, definitely. He's 1 second through, and he's got it down the main back straight. Nishka trying to do everything he can, but he's got no battery. That is going to help Donut Gorilla, who can defend within an inch of his life with 3 laps to go. Will it be Nishka? Will it be Donut Gorilla? Vettel's done everything he can to secure the 3rd position. I reckon that's his good and done. The rest, well, Unique thrown in P4, Combo Ollie P5, and Jas all the way down there in P6. So now Nishka, 7 tenths. But he was able to rebuild the battery there quite nicely into that section. Deploys it down to the front straight. He's now within half a second. He can see the race win. Absolutely can see it. Can he now deliver Nishka for the McLarens? Left for dead. He's obviously sitting there. Would love to see one of his boys get the win tonight. With Donut Gorilla, COTA. Obviously, I heard him, seen him there before. He's hoping that his boy Donut Gorilla can bring it home for the Williams. As I come down here, we've got 2 laps to go. And Nishka's got a lot of battery to deploy now. He's well and truly within DRS. He's going to give it everything he possibly can. Pushing as hard as he possibly can to the back straight. Donut Gorilla is defending as well. And Nishka just didn't have the energy, nor was he close enough to be able to actually execute the overtake. But he's still got a couple of more opportunities here, and don't forget Donut Gorilla has those 2 warnings, so a further warning, and he's going to get himself a 3-second time penalty. Can Nishka force a mistake out of Donut Gorilla? We've got Little Flabs has got himself with a 3-second time penalty. So this is it. The final lap of the race. And Donut Gorilla leads by less than half a second. Nishka looking up on the outside. Does he get the move? On the outside, do they? They go side by side. Donut Gorilla forcing out. Nishka goes up on the inside here. These guys, they're going side by side. Through Sector 1, Nishka thinks better of it. Great thinking there and great defense from Donut King or Donut Gorilla. And now he's got a 3/10 gap. Is that going to be enough? Nishka comes down to the end of Sector 1. He's going to have to use probably the last opportunity. And he's got a lack of battery. And take a look at Donut Gorilla. He's got 60%. That's going to be able for him to defend. Let's ride on board. This is Nishka's best chance and his last opportunity. Deploying the battery as best he can. Up on the inside, he forces him wide. Donut pushes him wide. That's definitely going to the stewards. That's wing damage there for Nishka. Donut, did he give him the one lap? Did he give him enough room is the question. We may be able to take a look at the replay a little bit later on, but Donut Gorilla right now is defending within. Is he defending within the rules? Is going to be going to the stewards? Absolutely, no doubt about it. Donut, who had 2 warnings, coming to the very last corner, and it is going to be Donut King who is going to be your race winner. That's a win for the Williams. Nishka comes around in P2, but there's going to be a lot of talk after this race. Vettel comes across in the podium positions. Unique Throne will be P4. And Jas is going to be in P5. Combo Wally comes across in P6. Defeated Damo in P7. OCE Birdie in P8. Lime Soda will be the next to come across the line. He'll be in P9. And he's been able to, with the penalties coming through, Cristiano's dropped to P8. Intellivia's dropped to 9. Mudpack, the facial mask, in P11. And we've got Red Bull, who's only last one, and Hunter. Looks like it's going to be a couple of these guys, but... And Mitchell looks like he's going for the fastest lap, I think. Maybe. He comes across there, Hunter, Little Flabs. What about the Red Bull of Mitchell? Is he faster? He's gone purple. Can he put the fastest lap, which means 0 here across the line, because he's not in the top 15, and he's going to get the fastest lap, 1:35.511. So let's take a look at everything, and it looks like our race winner in the Williams is Donut Gorilla. Mitchell got the fastest lap on the last one. You've got Combo Wally, who was driver of the day, most overtakes Lime Soda, and the cleanest driver Nishka in P2. So let's take a look at the end of the results, and it's Donut King, currently the provisional winner in 1, Nishka P2, Vettel P3, you've got Unique Throne P4, Combo Wally P5, Jas P6, Defeated Damo P7, Christian Wobjet in P8, Lime Soda, Birdie, Mudpack, Intellivio, Bevo, M-Bomb, LHT, Hunter, Little Flabs, Mitchell, and Abetski did not finish. So hopefully I've got the replay, and yes I do. So this is the controversy. Did Donut Gorilla force him out? Now, this is going to go to the stewards, but we got it on the replay, and I tell you what, you see this again, he has forced him wide. Now, I am not a steward, but to me, that means Donut Gorilla is in a lot of trouble. Definitely in a lot of trouble the last lap, and you could just see it. So it is going to be going to the stewards, I would imagine. It's unfortunate, but let's go to the podium interviews now. And there will be controversy after this race, unfortunately. Donut Gorilla is your provisional winner, and we've gone to the podium interviews. Hopefully our podium guys can see that. And they will join me in. We've got Donut Gorilla. Just waiting for Vettel. And we are also, Vettel is in. Thank you very much, guys. Just waiting for Nishka to join us. And then we will get the podium interviews underway. Nishka is with us, so that is it. So we'll start with our P3, Vettel, who started second on the track. His teammate 1 and 2, and a great little battle. Tell us about your race today, Vettel.
Honestly, pretty quiet. Once we broke away, once the pit stops came, I was just cruising. Yeah, no, nothing to complain. Love a good podium. Gotta say congratulations, Nishka and Hunter, Hunter's teammate Donut. You guys had really good pace. But yeah, no, it was a pretty quiet race. I had my music going, just jamming out for a bit. Just felt like I was doing time trial.
There you go, very good. And also, obviously, Hunter did not have a great day. He was disconnected and fell well down the putt. He is your closest rival, and that's going to allow you to extend your lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. You were about 45 points, so that's some more valuable points for you as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I can't comment, but
yep.
Hey, it's not over till it's over.
Yep, fair enough then. But no, congratulations, you'll extend your lead, and we'll go from there. Moving on to P2, and in the McLaren, Nishka, it was a wonderful battle. There will be some conversations that will take place a little bit later on, but Nishka, congratulations on the P2. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, it was a tough race, man. Yeah, the qualifying threw a bit of a spanner in the works. Probably didn't get out quick enough to get a decent lap in, so had to start from I think P8 or whatever it was. And then I knew I had the race pace, just trying to get through. And then once that pit stop was all about just chasing Donut down. Yeah, he was fighting really hard, man, keeping me out of that DRS. Once I got in it, I knew I had the chance to get him. I did get up alongside him there on that last lap. I'm not won't comment too much on it, but yeah, it's a bit of an interesting move.
Yeah, fair enough then. Okay, well we'll let the interesting move play its part. I'm imagining there'll be conversations had, so let's not do it here. But look, the rest of the race, it was a really good move. You know, obviously the qualifying didn't go your way. You only really could get one lap in, and then obviously the rain sort of ruined qualifying for everybody. But you and Jas were able to pick your way through. And the good thing about it is valuable points from McLaren. You're sitting P2 currently in the Constructors, so you'll be able to close the gap to the Williams as well, which is great for Left 4 Dead. He'll be pretty happy with your performance, you think?
Oh, I hope so. I don't know. I probably feel like we maybe left a little bit on the table still, though.
Yep.
But yeah, no, definitely it's good for the team. Yas done a fantastic job. I felt pretty confident sort of midway through that medium stint at the start. When I seen the other guys around me, they were starting to struggle with their tyres, and I was feeling really good. My car felt really good. The setup felt really good. So I just thought the longer this race goes on, the better I'm going to get here. So I was feeling pretty confident at that stage. But yeah, just want to thank my team as well. Engineering, Lefty, fantastic job engineering.
Beautiful.
All the other boys that jump in and help practice.
No, beautiful, mate. Congratulations. Definitely your best result for the year so far, so hopefully more for you to come. And on to our race winner, Donut Gorilla, who an absolutely stunning double overtake. Well, it wasn't a double overtake, but the Saubers got away cleanly, and there was this one lap, I think it might have been at the hairpin, and then got one, you got Vettel, then you got in front of Intellivio, who was obviously filling for time. I know he's down there, Intellivio, and got himself from P3 to P1 in one sector. And then a pretty clean set of heels from there, Donut. Congratulations on the win. Tell us about your race.
Thank you. It was pretty standard, I think. Not too exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Got lucky with quali, got out before the rain. Managed to get past the two Saubers, like you said, and then just had to try and manage the gap and the tyres at the end.
Yeah. No, fair enough. But look, the gaps was closing. You know, I did notice at one stage you had the two warnings. Was that sort of playing on your mind to the end that, you know, I've got to keep it, I really can't push the limits, because you knew a 3-second time penalty was probably going to cost you the race?
Definitely, it's always a big mental factor when you get those two warnings, especially when it was so early.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely affected me, and I couldn't push as hard as I probably would have liked. Nishka's a fast driver, we all know that, and he was doing a great job to close in the gap and had me really worried. So I was just trying to keep it in the lines to make sure I didn't get that 3-second, because if I got the 3-second over, it wouldn't have mattered whether he passed me or not. So
yeah, exactly.
Just try and keep it on track.
Fair enough. Now, obviously, your best result for the season so far, you were currently sitting 12th in the championship on 46 points. So valuable points, not only for your team that were currently leading the constructors on 222 Williams, but also for yourself. So that'll bump you up the championships, which hopefully you can continue on with a good form, yeah?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, no problems. Now, guys, I know what happened in the last race, but we are going to leave that to where it is. I'm sure you guys have got both your own opinions of it. We were able to catch it on the stream at the end, so I'll leave that to go to the steward's room. That's where it belongs, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, guys, congratulations. Great racing from you two guys. It was a pleasure commentating you, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate
No worries,
it.
mate.
Comps.
Nah, my pleasure. So, guys, let's wrap it up here. It has been a stunning race here in COTA. Always, never fails to disappoint. Donut Gorilla is your race winner. Nishka, a really good determined P2, and Vettel rounding out the podium. So that's it for tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, you've got Tier 2 on Tuesday. I'm not too sure if Skillsy's back there or if he's continue on. And then Division 1 live on Wednesday. So tune in for those two guys. Guys, it's been my pleasure. This has been Rapid Bajala. Until we meet next time, it's lights out and bye for now. Good night.